Hello, Chloe.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm very good. Yourself?
Good. I'm so excited to chat with you about Étoile. I am obsessed with it and I'm so excited for
Oh,
everything
good. I
you
love
did.
hearing that.
Yes, so congratulations, first off.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And I grew up wanting to be a dancer. I have always
Oh,
been
wow.
so fascinated with dancing.
Why didn't you do it?
I'm just not I just don't think I'm not an athlete. I'm not a dancer. I ended up doing more like writing and
I
things
see.
like that.
I see.
Yes.
It's a hard
And
life, so I don't think your choice is a bad choice.
yes. And so that being said, I just love thinking about ballet and seeing how much dedication it takes to be a dancer in
Yes, I feel the same.
as well.
Yes.
And I would love to know to start, considering ballet takes so much dedication, is there a skill related to dancing or not that if you could just be an expert at overnight, you would pick?
As far as like ask me that again. As far as like dancing, what do you mean?
Like related to dancing or not, because I know ballet takes so much practice, but if it
Yeah.
was a
Oh,
skill
and
you
like
could
any
pick up
profession, you
overnight,
mean?
yeah, anything.
Overnight. Overnight, my passion, aside from acting, is architecture. So if
Ooh,
I could be like a phenomenal architect overnight, I would do it. Yes.
yes. Oh my goodness, I love that. Is there any
Yeah.
particular architectural styles that you love? I love looking at buildings and talking about that too.
Yeah, I just like literally I could do for living like I've done it obviously for myself, but buying a home and renovating it and destroying everything and recreating spaces and lines, and I'm not sure why, but I'm just very appreciative of it.
Yes. And can you talk about your experience with Etoile filming in New York and Paris? Because I live in New York and I see film sets all the time, and I would love
Yeah.
to hear about the experience of filming in public, like from the other side of it.
Yeah. Well, my character was mainly in Paris. I was only in New York for a week, so I
Yes.
can speak more about the Paris part of it. First of all, it's shooting in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So
Yeah.
just to be, when we filmed at the Paris Opera, it's
Mm,
surreal. The beauty of the building. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's just, you're just in awe of
mm.
the stature of the place and the building. So that was just magical. And also, I had never worked over there. And so for me to be able to speak French on set and interact with the French crew, which they were all great, but they're different. It's a different culture.
Yeah.
So they have a certain way of, I think Americans and Canadians were a little looser and friendlier on set. And I think the French are a little more, they're more protocol in the way to do things. And, they don't break. So if they're not an actors, they're not necessarily going to talk to you and all that. So I was kind of trying to break those barriers at first and be like, hi, what's your name? How are you? More like the American way. And it took them a minute to adjust, but it was very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And the whole premise of the show of artists swapping places, that
Yes.
really is such a catalyst for change in so
Hmm.
many characters' lives. And it really got me thinking, is there a moment that you look back on as something that kind of changed the course of your life?
Yes, for sure. I had a career in Canada for almost 10 years before moving to California. And I was 28 years old. And I was the lead of a sitcom
Hmm.
in Canada that ended up being canceled, even though we were nominated for Gemini for Best Comedy, Best Writing. I was nominated, like it was the whole thing. And it was a really, really challenging experience for me because I was young. I had never experienced that. I was craving to have to be in a successful show. Here I was, but then it got canceled. And it frustrated me and it pushed me to leave for a year and to go study at the Actors Studio at Lee Strasberg in New York.
Yeah.
And that changed my life because from New York, I did not feel like going back home. And
Mm,
that's what made me move to California.
yeah.
And had I not moved to California, I would have not been on Gilmore Girls. And Gilmore Girls, let's be honest, changed my life.
Yeah.
So that's a moment for me that I turned something which at first felt negative, the
Yeah.
cancellation of that show, into something that made my life 20 times richer.
Hmm.
And so I'm very grateful that they canceled that show.
Hmm. That's a beautiful perspective. I love
Yeah,
hearing that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so I'm also so curious. How do you think, talking about Gilmore Girls,
yes.
do you think Michelle would thrive in the high stakes world of ballet? How do you think that would work if he,
Yeah, I think he would because I
yeah.
think the job at the front desk was
Mhm.
just not challenging enough for him.
Yeah.
And it felt too small for him. And
Hmm.
he had to do with pity people and pity tasks.
Yeah.
And I think if you put him in a high stake environment, glamorous like ballet, I think he could totally blossom into what in his head he was born to be.
Yeah.
I think that's where his frustration came from, is that he was doing something that he thought was beneath
Yeah.
who what he should be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And obviously, Étoile is kind of a little bit of a reunion with Amy Sherman Palladino. And I
Yes.
loved seeing you post your reunion with Kelly Bishop. And
Yes.
I have to ask if there is a Gilmore Girls group chat of sorts where you all keep in touch.
There's none. No, there's not. No, it's not a group chat. No, I talk to people individually. So as you know, I'm very good friends with Melissa and Lauren
Yeah.
and Kelly. So we text each other, but we don't have, not true. Lauren, Melissa, and I have a group chat. When we do something together, we have a three-way texting thing chain, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice to keep up with people. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. It's honestly, I've been doing this now for 36 years, and
Wow.
my favorite thing about what we do and what I do is when I walk away from a job with a new friend. And
Mm,
I've walked away from Gilmore and with so many great friends in my life that have been in my life for 25 years. And same with Étoile. I don't think I've made as many friends in any job I've ever done as much as in Étoile.
yeah.
Like it's such a great group of people, and they're all so lovely that it's fantastic.
Yes, I mean like you can just see how strong the relationships are off screen
Mm.
watching all of
Oh,
y'all together.
nice,
Yes.
nice.
What was your favorite part about hanging out with everyone when you weren't filming? Did y'all end up doing anything particular to spend time together?
Yeah, we kind of like discovered and we chased all the best Paris restaurants. That was one
Yeah.
activity that we kind of all shared. And because some of the cast are from Paris, they were kind enough to guide us and join us and share amazing meals. So I would say that would be, yeah, the main thing.
A moment that made me laugh in the first episode is
Yeah.
when Jack kind of yells that reviews don't matter.
Uh-huh.
Love to know from your perspective, are you someone who believes that, or do you kind of find yourself glued to all the reactions to your projects?
I don't read anything. I literally don't
Yeah.
because when they're good, it's great. When they're bad, I just don't want to let the reviews affect my vision and my experience of a show, a job. And I'm hoping people will love it well, obviously. That's always the goal. But I had such an amazing time making it, and I made so many new friends, and it was so great to work again with Amy and Dan that no one can take that away from me. You know what I mean? And then art is art. You do things and you hope people will like it, but you can't control people's reactions and people's sensibility. If I
Yeah.
tell you I like blue and you tell me you like yellow, am I going to argue with you that you like yellow?
Yeah.
That's what you like. You know what I mean? So that's very much how I see art. And
Yes.
so for me, I'm hoping that as many people will like it, but I have no control over it. And so I don't really try to read what people say about it.
Absolutely. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Final question. The whole conversation around kind of the changing landscape of ballet and the changing landscape of media, it really just
Hmm.
made me think about the enduring nature of art. What
Hmm.
what do you hope people take away from watching a show that kind of covers that? I know that's such a broad, just like
No, but no,
concept,
it's a good
but
question because as I was watching the show, I was really moved by the fact that I think the show has the power to bring a new audience to dance.
Absolutely.
And dance is a medium that is not funded enough.
Mm.
And so, if this could bring new people and bring a new generation to love dance, I think the show will be successful.
Absolutely.
And as I said before, that's great if that does that. But all the people that love dance, there's so much great dance in the show that I think it's going to be very rewarding and exciting for those that already are in love with that medium.
Yes. Well, congratulations again. And I
Thank you.
can't wait for people to watch this show. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.